Hey guys, it's Ivory. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things from mental health and wellness to days in my life. If you are new to my channel, then welcome. I am a clinical psychologist, and in addition to kind of health and lifestyle videos, I make videos about psychology and mental health in order to make these things more accessible to people and kind of break down psychological concepts and terms and ideas into things that everyday people can grasp. Today's video is very important because September is National Suicide Prevention Month. Suicide is very devastating and suicidal thoughts should be taken seriously. While none of my videos are meant to be a substitute for establishing a relationship with a licensed mental health professional, and this video is no different, I do want to encourage you that if you are watching this video and you're having thoughts of harming yourself, that there are supports available to you. One of those is you can always visit your nearest emergency room if you're feeling like hurting yourself. You can also call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, and they have a chat that is available to you as well. And I really want to encourage you to identify people that you can talk to if you are feeling down or if you are feeling like harming yourself. Now, the rest of this video is directed towards people who may have someone in their life who is suicidal or who is experiencing depression, because we all go through things and we all know someone who needs someone to talk to or to lean on. So I want to talk directly to you about some things that we say to people who are feeling down, maybe who are grieving or who are suicidal, that are less than helpful. And I want to also give you some things to say that could be more helpful. A lot of the times when someone in our life is going through something, we really don't know what to say, and we can get really stuck and then just not say anything. And sometimes to that person, it may seem like we don't care. But I do want to encourage you that even if you don't know what to say, there are some really simple things that you can say that can be really helpful and make a difference in that person's life. So the first thing that people tend to say that they often think is helpful, and they think that they're trying to get that person through the situation, but can actually just really make that person feel bad, is just get over it, or, oh, I can't believe you're still not over that yet, or I can't believe you're still dealing with that. To the person saying it, that may seem like, well, so much time has passed, I can't believe you're still dealing with this, it's time to move on. The key thing to keep in mind is that everyone goes through a process differently. Everyone grieves differently, everyone deals with stress differently. And so just because your timeline for getting through a situation or getting over it may be different from another person's timeline, doesn't mean that it's okay to rush them through it. The next thing that people often say is just stop being sad or just be happy. But it's really important to know that that person does not want to be sad. That person does not want to be suicidal. That person does not want to be experiencing this level of distress. So if they could just be happy, they would. So it's not as simple as just stop doing that. The next thing, we've all heard it, people have said it all the time, is to just suck it up. Really what's going to happen is that feeling is always going to be there if you haven't really gone through the process to cope with it and deal with whatever situation it is. So if we keep it bottled up, eventually it's just going to explode. Other things that people often say are it's all in your head or it's no big deal. And believe me, to that person that's going through that situation, it's real and it is a big deal. So really just be there for them. And even if you can't understand why they feel the way that they do, the best thing that you can do is just say, I'm here. So I'm gonna give some statements that you can say to be a really good friend, a really good spouse, a really good cousin, a really good sister, parent, child, whoever, to your loved one who may be going through a stressful situation, or who may be depressed, or who may be experiencing suicidal thoughts. Now, before we even say anything, the really important thing to do is to just be there, just be open, listen, don't judge them for whatever they're telling you, and really listen to what it is that they're wanting from you in that moment. As people, we tend to jump to a problem-solving mode and say, okay, here's the problem, let's fix it. And that's not always what someone needs from you. Sometimes they really just need you to listen And if you start jumping to problem solving mode, they may feel like, wow, this person's really not listening to me, or they're really just ignoring how I really feel in this situation. They may not be ready to problem solve yet. So when that person comes to you, here's what you can say. And these statements are very simple statements to just let them know that you're there, you hear them, and you support them. So you could say, I'm here, I hear you, and I support you. Another thing that you can say is, it's understandable that you'd feel that way. And I would avoid saying, I understand how you feel, because again, we all go through situations differently. And even if you've been through something similar, this isn't about you right now, it's about them. And so if they want to know, have you been through something like this? How did you get through it? Then by all means, please talk to them about it. But if they don't ask for that, then they may not need that in that moment. They may really just need you to hear what they're going through and to say, it's understandable that you'd feel that way. Another thing you could say is, I'm really sorry you're going through this. You can say, I care about you, I'm here for you. Let them know that their feelings are real. So you can say, wow, that's rough, and the way that you feel is real, or the way that you feel is valid. Another thing you can say to someone who's grieving specifically is, I can tell that that person really meant a lot to you and was a really important person in your life. And that way you're letting them know that you hear and you see how this has affected them, and that you're not trying to just rush them through a grieving process. And something that's really, really important that I encourage you all to do is to tell that person, I'm here for you, and to truly be there for them for whatever they need. So oftentimes we might say to someone, let me know if you need anything. But how often does that person really let you know, hey, I would really love if you wash the dishes or bring me dinner? A lot of the times we just aren't in that kind of space to ask for that kind of help. And so it helps if you, as the loved one, the friend, the best brother ever, were to actually just do those actions. So instead of saying, let me know if you need something, say, hey, I'm gonna bring you dinner tonight. Or, hey, I picked out some clothes and laid them out for you. Hey, I washed the dishes for you. Hey, I went in and got your car an oil change. Whatever it may be, really just be there for that person, take action, and because it's really hard to ask for help. So I encourage you, if you say, what can I do to help? And they tell you something, actually follow through on that. And even if they don't tell you directly what they need, just listen to the underlying meaning of a lot of what they might be saying to you, and kind of look around. Notice if they haven't eaten all day, and then just bring them a meal. So guys, I really hope that this video was helpful. I hope that the next time someone comes to you and they have an issue, you are well equipped with some very simple things that you can say to really encourage them and to let them know that you are there for them, and to not make them feel worse about their current situation. Again, this is National Suicide Prevention Month, so if you know someone who has expressed thoughts of harming themselves, or has maybe not even said that out loud, but has been doing things like giving their belongings away, or acting more impulsively or recklessly, or just really doesn't seem right, it's really important to just ask, are you thinking about harming yourself? People often think that if we ask about suicide, that's going to drive a person to commit suicide, and that is not true. So if you are suspecting it, please just ask. And sometimes that person is really just waiting for somebody to notice. As always, check in with yourself. Is your cup full? Thanks so much for watching. Bye.